But overall, this is one of my favorite content creators. Now, I'm not subscribed to them because, well, I probably should actually, because they make actually really funny content. And if I remember correctly, they're the ones who made all the other Monster Hunter videos. Yeah, like Monster Hunter Fatalis Unite, the Monster Hunter Portable Third experiences, the Monster Hunter Freedom Unite experience, which is, you know, probably still my favorite. Monster Hunter Frontier experience. Like these are the kind of videos that I actually enjoyed. The Monster Hunter 1 experience. Yeah, the Monster Hunter 1 experience is definitely a thing that is something, but yeah. But I can't believe he actually uploaded another video. It's because he uploads like monthly. Well, it's because the problem is like, I would say like there's no I guess you can say consistency ? Or like, I wouldn't say consistency, but like it's very rare to see his like video gets posted. But I understand specifically, you know, his videos do take quite a long time because he plays throughout the entire game, and then I assume he has to edit the video and everything, so it takes a while for him to make that kind of video content. But I'm super excited to see this. I've been waiting for this for such a long time. I know King is gonna love this.
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, along with its MH4 predecessor, are games that backpedaled on underwater combat for better or worse, but gave us a whole slew of new things to try. Like huffing frenzy dust and jumping onto a monster's back just to tear into them like a holiday ham. And I think that's pretty cool. There's also more fleshed out verticality to most maps, 2 new weapons, and a story that's actually really good. It's not like Red Dead 2 or anything, but by Monster Hunter standards, this is the best one I've played, hands down. And you get all of this on a handheld console that's roughly got the same power output as a 4-slot toaster. I love my 3DS, but getting this up and running was slightly nightmarish. And the setup was only half as scary as the cover art monster, who I cannot wait to revisit in its 4th gen debut. Ooh, it's gonna be a treat. I think that 99% of us would agree that this big evil bastard is absolutely in our collective top 10 monsters somewhere. If you disagree, the popularity poll said otherwise. Either that or swap it out for Chaotic or Shagaru as your favorite Magala. Take your pick. There isn't a wrong answer here. But let's not blow the whole For You load just yet. Let's start from the beginning. On a nice cruise in the middle of some hot-ass desert, looking to start our hunting career with nothing to our name besides some underwear and a dream. Hell of an introduction, my man. This is the Caravaneer. Get used to this gruff hunk of meat, because there's a story this time around, and this is the first of many characters that'll be tagging along for the ride. Not even kidding, we actually go on a road trip in this game, and I think that's kind of fun. We're both on our way to our new temporary home. For us, a goal of becoming a hunter and maybe obtaining pants, and a ship and a crew for this finely hatted fellow. And the one thing standing between those goals is a lot of sand and Jin Moran 2. Right on cue.
Dude, I wish they would have brought this monster to
we've been thrown into the deep end by a sort of familiar face. Gore Magala, another colossal sandfish thing that we're very ill prepared to fight.
I would have loved to fight
and
this monster.
It stole the Caravaneer's hat, which we're more or less tricked into getting back. What's that? You're gonna try and get my hat back? I said none of that. You got some Durambaro-sized... Nah, go ahead. You can say it. I ain't shy about it, and I'm basically in a bikini right now, and I don't tuck. Well, alright then, I'd thank you kindly for it if you make it back. A fair statement. However, I've taken down this thing's cousin before in a past save, and I'm not even sure if you can fail this part. I'd rather not find out, so instead, we're gonna hold this thing off as long as we can while we wait for our distress call to be answered. Thankfully, with enough firepower, the big fish is repelled from crashing us and itself into our destination. Once everyone is safe and the Caravaneer's hat is returned, it's time to get acquainted with our surroundings. Welcome to Val Habar, a port town that's both a part-time trade and information gathering hub. It has everything a hunter could need, just like any other village in previous games, but it does have this funky little track. And I kinda like it. Val Habar ranks a little lower for me when compared to other villages in the series. I still think that it's in the positive overall. As somebody who has the skin complexion of a corpse, I'm not a big sunny desert theme enjoyer. But don't worry,
this one, actually.
Road
I like the
trip.
town.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun. After talking with the Caravanseer about work that I definitely don't have lined up, I'm a YouTuber, so you know what that means.
Man, if only they would import this on a PC.
He says good, because he wants us to join his caravan as their hunter.
If they ever
Despite how shit it probably pays, we say yes, and now we're tricked into getting this man some food. I'm either getting pranked or this is loosely One Piece and this guy is Luffy. Wait, does that make me Zoro? Fuck it, let's see where this goes. We get tasked with a lot of tutorial-like quests, and honestly, it's kinda really fucking annoying. I talked a lot of shit in the Monster Hunter 1 video about similar things, both jokingly and for serious, but at least there, it was the first game in the series, and there's a huge learning curve on how the hell to even start playing these games. But like this, it's too much. It's just way too much. Half of these pausing pop-ups during a quest could have probably been inserted into the quest details, or just ask me, hey, have you played Monster Hunter? Freedom 1 does this, and that game is so much older than this one, I don't get it. Tangent over, and the tutorial quest 2. So, where are we sitting now? Well, we're in the 2-star quest still doing fairly basic shit, until...
Oh my god, is that who I think that is?
Cool, I guess. Nice to see 4U giving some love to their new, smaller monsters. Except for when you're in G rank and these stupid fucking dodgeballs are still bumping into you every other hunt. Not hard to kill, don't do a lot of damage, but they're still awful. Up there with Monster Hunter 1 Balfango for me. It's not a joke. I hate these fucking things. We've been taking odd jobs from the folks around Val Habar since the Caravanseer has put up Hunter for Hire posters all around town. And everyone I talk to keeps mentioning my eyebrows on these posters. Do not fuck with me on this. I work really hard on these, so shut the fuck up or I'll kick your ass while crying. Don't fuck with me. There was a Jaggy quest that was easy, followed by a Great Jaggy quest, which was our introduction to the mounting mechanic. You'll be seeing a lot of this because it's so fucking helpful and looks ridiculous. I mostly grew up with the Velociprey.
I
love it, if you couldn't already guessed. And, we also got our Palico friend Thomas at some point. He annoys me with this chat box that pops up on hunts, but I'll forgive him and his cute little face. But where's the new monsters, I hear you ask? Well, if you talk to the street cook and potentially our new caravan chef, they've got exactly what we're looking for. May I introduce to you and your optical balls, the Celtis. New bug. I like bug monsters. I think they're fun. It also helps that I'm a hammer main, which means that exoskeleton you got there, my silly little buzzing friend, is going to do fuck and all. I did use dual blades on my first encounter though, because early Jaggy blades are cracked, and unsurprisingly the results were the same. I'm so sorry I did you this dirty, Celtis, but don't worry, you'll be getting a lot more screen time later on. No joke, I think this thing shows up in like 10 other quests, bare minimum. And he has a giant dominatrix mech wife that's also really cool. But that's spoilers.
I know
back
which
in
one
Val
he's talking
Habar,
about.
the Ace Cadet shows up and starts going on and on about weapon choices. Maybe the Insect Glaive is better.
Oh my god, it's the Ace Cadet.
Grab a hammer, numbnuts.
Shit,
it's obviously the best weapon. We'll talk again later. For now, we grab some additional quests, some more tedious bullshit, but eventually we get sent out into the Everwood by the Guild. These expeditions are sort of randomly generated courses and help gather up materials and guild quests, which is even more stuff to do on the side, and it gets a little crazy towards the end game. But here in low rank, it's where the Velocidrome come to get sent flying back to Monster Hunter 1 via a body bag. Oh, that's enough research? Fuck that, I'm bringing them a whole carcass back. I did the same thing in the following expedition where Jan Kutku shows his dumb face again, and it's beginning to show that I know exactly how to deal with this. Almost like I've played a little too much Monster Hunter lately. I think I played through like 3 or 4 games in a year, which is fucking insane and a little sweaty. After putting Kutku in the ground, it's on to our urgent quest. And it's a new one. The Wycoon here is a trader of many things, but since a new monster is getting in the way of that, it's our job to take care of it. As an added bonus, he'll be joining our merry band of weirdos and freaks, especially the Guild Monarch. Given the chance, she'd fuck a Brachiosaurus, I'm pretty sure. Girl, that's crazy, but honestly, I feel like there's better options, though. You know, like Val.
I was a melee person,
Go
though,
crazy.
First to begin with.
Anyways,
but then I swapped over to
what's our next objective? Catch a watcha? Consider that quest accepted, and us departed to go ahead and kick that thing right in its rather large schnoz.
That's a cool-ass monster, what the hell?
No offense to Catch a Watcha, though. I'm in the same big nose club as well. But I can't fire out snot rockets like this curious creature. It's like an eye mixed with a sugar glider and a dash of tapir, maybe? Kind of strange, but I like it. Depending on the area of the map, you can watch it swing around and use the verticality against you.
That's cool.
But if you pretend he's a piñata, he'll come crashing down as such. Poor guy didn't stand a chance. Also, I should have mentioned it sooner, but before anyone comments, yes, this creature was in base Monster Hunter 4, just like the majority of the monster cast here, but I don't foresee myself playing that anytime soon, plus I don't even know if there's a working English patch out there. So going forward, we're just treating this experience as if it's 4 and 4U combined, because who wouldn't? And if you still feel like typing up the Monster Hunter 4 comment and you really want a standalone video on it, I'll see what I can do.
I know, like, the strength
for the time being, though, look at this Catch-a-Watcha hunting horn. Isn't it cool? I'd show it off on full display, but I don't know how to use horns still. After fucking around for like an hour, we finally assemble our mostly full crew. The Caravaneer, our treasure hunter and captain. The Man, our smith. Literally, that's what his nameplate says. It's just the man. Guildmarm, the almighty quest keeper and Brachydios enthusiast.
Oh.
I know what you are. The street cook,
the Brachydios
maker
lover.
of foods and buffs that are super
this
beneficial.
Is where she's from.
I also hate to admit that I didn't fully understand how the cooking worked in this until
I heard that there was like one
we don't have to talk about it, and it definitely wasn't G-Rank. There's also the Wycoon. If you need shit, he's got shit. He's also the reason why I thought Baroth was in this game. He can import monster parts, which you can then turn into weapons and armor of said monsters. Forgive me for saying that in the Portable Third video. It is what it is. And finally, the Hunter. That's me! With all of us assembled, we're headed out to a new village to procure ourselves a ship worthy of sailing. Welcome to Harth. Y'all good? I was gonna showcase this place to the people watching, but y'all really aren't selling this place all that well. Turns out, their entire way of life here is being thrown straight into the volcanic shitter by one pissed off toad that's moved in nearby. Well, I might just know somebody who can take care of that. It's me. I'm that somebody. Give me like 5 to 10 minutes with that big toothy bitch. Tetsukabra!
Oh, I fought this guy in
frog.
Rise. That was the first
Reuse
time I
bits
fought this
aside,
guy.
I like the amphibious monsters. I think they're fun, and I think they're silly. If anyone tries to tell you these games are serious, tell them I said nuh-uh, and that Monster Hunter is camp as fuck. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This frog-shaped fiend likes to dig up rocks and tries to cart you with said rocks, and sometimes he succeeds in that. This time around, though, the village chief just wanted to send you a message, and I'm the letter opener, motherfucker. Here's your fucking message. After he ran away, wasted one of my traps, and had me running around for 10 minutes, it croaked its last creek. And now we get to see some of the sickest weapon designs I've ever seen. The greatsword is a giant kitchen knife. That's stupid.
Missed opportunity for these.
I'm using it immediately. The village is also back to its sorta similar self now. There's still no lava flow, but they're able to grab some materials from the mine with the Tetracopper gone. Until we figure out what's causing the lava clog, we'll be helping out the man with a... Oh, come on, dude. Not a fucking Gypsaros.
Hey!
Huh.
Gypsaros.
Someone already beat me to it. Look, it saves me a headache, so I'll take it. What I won't be taking is this guy's shit. The Ace Commander. How he got this title is a mystery. Trust me, we'll get to why I wrote spits in my notes here. For now, he's just saying some garbage about how we're less than what he expected, and that if anyone in the caravan gets hurt, I'll have to answer to him. Fuck you. The rest of the Ace Hunters are here as well, and they seem cool. The Lancer here is actually who we replaced, and he's also the guy in Wilds, which is kind of cool.
Oh, really?
But I'm still steamed from that earlier conversation, so I ended up
cool.
taking out my frustrations on this Gendrome capture quest. But I accidentally croaked that thing too. I think this is probably the first time anyone has failed a Gendrome quest. Whoops. After the run back, the source of the town's problems had been pinpointed. And I'm happy to announce that it's another new monster.
Nursilla.
If you have arachnophobia,
So
put on your no-seeing glasses now, because it's Nursilla. I'm really fighting myself not to do the bit again, but comedy does come in threes. New spider, new spider. I think that 4 and 4U might have one of the best new monster rosters in the series. I might be a little nostalgic blind, but probably not. I have previously played 4U on my 3DS, but I never, finished it. I don't even think I got that close even. But you can let me know in the comments below if 4 and 4U's roster is peak or not. If you need help deciding, here's Nursilla doing a flip. Ta-da! She likes to do cool swinging Spider-Man stuff, because, spider. They also like to skin Gypsyros and use their hide as armor, which is so fucking cool.
That's cool.
But much like Gypsyros, it disappointingly did not help. I absolutely destroyed it by shoving both my foot and this barrel bomb up its thorax. Also the mounting mechanic. Got me some big damage and even the quest clear.
To be honest.
I also brought a hammer because much like Daimyo Hermitor, it's violently allergic to it. And now Harth is back to its probably very uncomfortable, sweating my gawk off, scorching lava hot way of life. Hooray! I'd like to leave now, please. Good news, we've got ourselves a ship, the Arlok, which means whale. We've also got a new crew member, Little Miss Forge. She seems to help smith things and make decorations.
I know who that is.
Super helpful. But she probably just wanted to leave this hellhole. Me too, though. Let's raise anchor and start making our way towards Cathar for more adventure, hunts, treasure, and to find out whatever the hell this thing is that the Caravaneer has. I haven't mentioned it much, mostly because I forgot, and the story is good, but not as good as the hunts, which is to be expected. TLDR, there's this thing he calls the article, and he's trying to find out more about it. And it seems like the only answers that anyone would have would be located in Cathar. But it couldn't be that easy. No.
Is it ever that easy, though?
All hunters on deck, because it's time for the best cover art monster to appear.
Here he is.
Gore Magala. Here to trash our entire day, but what he doesn't know is that I'm very excited. An open sea battle with our new whale-themed ship against one of the coolest monsters in the middle of the storm. Dude, consider me
fight him on the ship? That's actually
okay, gotta
cool,
that one back. Sorry, the estrogen is hitting a little differently today. God fucking damn it. Either that or it's the frenzy virus, which is the coolest infectious disease to ever be afflicted on the player. Now, that doesn't sound good, but hear me out. It kicks ass, so long as you kick your opponent's ass. Basically, it puts you on a timer. If you manage to damage the monster back enough, you get a buff. If not, well, you'll be puffing for a while and be debuffed. My suggestion, if you ever catch the virus, it's simple. Just go apeshit. Get a little reckless even. Fuck it. Have some fun. Maybe even hit him with a Dragonator because Gore Magala likes to sit in front of the ship for some reason. But all good things must come to an end. We repel the monster, and the ace commander barges in and acts like he did literally anything besides fuck up our paint job. I had that thing repelled in less than 5 minutes. Do not even try and say you helped. We're taking a pit stop at Cheeko Sands, which is basically a Palico resort, more or less, but goddamn if it ain't pretty. Talking with Granny here, she says we can stay as long as we like while we try and figure out why the guild's most dangerous mark bumped into us at sea. If I had to guess, it's probably because we're the main character and that creature is the main antagonist. Even though the ace cunt Mander here wants to pretend he's at the helm, he lets us know that he'll be taking care of this Gore Magala and that he advises the Caravaneer to employ a more capable hunter.
Interesting. I can see why he's a dick.
No, he's right. If I can't beat a low-rank Gore Magala within 5 minutes, then I'm not the same tier of hunter as this guy. I'm sure the ace commander here with 3 additional hunters can defeat this low-rank threat that's scaled for solo play in an area with unlimited hunting time. Right? You couldn't possibly drop the fucking ball there, would ya? Best of luck! Don't let the cart hit you in the ass 3 times on the way out.
And I'm happy
the aces then take their leave, and we're just gonna lay low here for a bit while we figure out how the hell we're supposed to get to Cathar. Apparently it's a city in the sky, and we have but a simple boat. Holy shit. We're gonna fly this boat, aren't we? This really is One Piece. For now, we're helping Granny Chief here with a dreadfully large monster in the area. She says to talk to a young feline miss at Sunsnug Isle, which is just offshore from the beach. And this is where I could have had a second Palico friend and new armor for Thomas this entire time, but we don't have to talk about it. I wouldn't have forgotten this existed until G rank. Not me. No. First things first, we need to help out the head whiskeress, who I'm 96% sure that Thomas is showing off for, and it's working? Get it, Thomas? God damn. I'll take a backseat from the protagonist role and wing ma'am for a bit. There are wild palicos sending out SOS messages to the island, and that's where we step in. Let's see here. Congalala has invaded our hideout. Send help immediately. Meow meow.
Congalala.
Meow. Well, glad Thomas is in the lead role. I'm gonna go take a smoke break. Except the little shit just waited until I was done. I can't be mad though, he's too cute and precious. The big stinky hippo monkey returns, and I really wish it wouldn't. It might have been that I switched to the axe for this hunt and wasn't used to using it recently, but he felt more difficult than usual. Still kicked its ass all the same, but I still had a harder time with this thing than Gore Magala. And that felt weird to both experience and say just now. Hopefully he doesn't come back later with a vengeance. Heading back for another quest, we learn that the guild has given the ace hunters clearance to hunt the Gore Magala. Good for them. I sure hope we don't have to clean up their mess later on, since the commander is a third-rate hunter with a fourth-rate gear setup. What other news do you got for me? Another SOS message came in, and this time it's a new monster. Sign us the fuck up, let's go. Our next hunt sees us saving some interestingly dressed palicos from a huge shark-like creature with legs that can also do this.
In the Iceborne expansion.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is Zamtrios. He's one of the cooler fish monsters, no pun intended, but not as cool as my personal favorite frontier fish. If you said this is your favorite though, I totally get it. He does have an interesting bag of moves for sure. There's the ice armor and spikes that hurt. There's the giant inflation pogo bomb that's a little weird but kind of funny and still hurts. He also does vor. I take it back. If you say this is your favorite, I've got some questions. He can also swim through ice, which is, I mean, sure. That is kind of cool, I guess. It's like swimming +1, but it ain't swimming through sand or rock. That'd be crazy if they had a subspecies that did that later on. What's also kinda nuts is that this is my first cart, and honestly, I'm not surprised. This thing is vicious. I shit you not, came back into the fight, hit it once, and it died. Damn you, Zamtrios. Damn you. We're about wrapped up here on the sandy beach, and we've got a plan to get us to Cathar. What if ship, but air? Brilliant, 10 out of 10, that's really stupid, and I'm fully on board. We just gotta help Granny Chief with one more small Najarala problem before we head out. And she'll give us a bonus in the form of a kitchen upgrade. Say less, ma'am, I'm on it. There was also a Kazoo quest too, but
that's my #1 favorite.
Instead of that, look at Najarala, a snakish monster capable of looking sick as fuck while also ruining your whole afternoon.
That's a cool
It can coil up around you, shoot you with scales, inject paralysis, just a whole mess of shit. But that ain't nothing a hammer can't fix. I really hope they don't give this thing a subspecies that's downright awful in the avatar of pain and suffering. They wouldn't do that, right? That just sounds crazy. I'm definitely not speaking from experience, and I guess we'll have to find out later. Currently, we're returning to a new kitchen after a successful hunt, and Granny is pleased as punch. But, gasp! Bad news, terrible news, in fact. It's the Ace Hunters. They were able to take down the Gore Magala.
Or the forest. That'd be pretty cool, too.
Well, chuckle fuck, what happened? You had the Gore Magala. You had it? Don't tell me. You went out there with a 4-person squad against a low-ranked Gore Magala scaled for single player. And just for good petty measure, you definitely didn't even get carted to an attack by it. Instead, you lost to its spicy dust and ran away here while your teammates are still out there left for dead. Trust me, you can't imagine what we saw. I can actually. I fought it on a boat in the open ocean until fucknuts here literally crashed the party. We have to help them? You mean Thomas and I are gonna go out there and fix the goddamn problem? Crazy! Speaking of Thomas, where the hell is he? He fucking what? honestly, couldn't be prouder that he's already gone out there and started the hunt without me, the little scamp. Fire up that expedition because we've got a Gore Magala and Thomas to track down. As soon as we catch up with Thomas out in the field, we find him soloing the monster and defending the other two aces. Already putting in way more work than that clown back at the hub sitting in a crumpled heap.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
We even tried to step in at one point and avert its attention briefly, and Thomas has to be the one to break our fall.
Damn, the cat actually doing something? That's wild.
But with a nod, Thomas gives us the protagonist role back once again, and it's finally time to properly face off with the coolest big bad monster to grace a game's cover art, Gore Magala. If you didn't already know, I love this monster. He has every disease and coughs with his mouth open. It's a real problem. We've been trying to fix it for a few generations now, but he's still out there, plague spreading in the wilds. But we forgive him because he's kind of cool. That and Frenzy Virus kind of kicks ass. And I'll be using it to further kick his ass. Fun. We've also got to make sure the other two aces make it out of here. The cadet seems unharmed, but good old, well, or I guess young, technically, Fabius, the ace lancer, looks pretty roughed up. Realistically, we just need to entertain Gore for a bit as they hobble away to safety. Take as much time as you need, I'm still just warming up. He does end up leaving at some point, and we have to help clear some Velociprey briefly. Thrilling, I know. But Gore wasn't gonna go away just like that. He just wanted to change his scenery. Too bad I saw this coming from a mile away and pranked his ass. The hunt went back and forth after that. Both Gore and I had some big hits landed, but ultimately decided to part ways because we were both losing steam. But he, like, ran away, so I won if you want to be technical about it. Back at the hub, everyone's safe, and the commander apologizes for putting us through that and requests that the guild give us the task of exterminating this monster once and for all. You think me and the guild were gonna let you just keep that quest paper? Give me that shit before you manage to give yourself a fucking paper cut, you useless ass. Men in power, am I right? Finally! Tipping the scales. Hunt the Gore Magala.
Wow, you already
well, no one else is gonna do it, so I can give it another go, I suppose. After a quick armor change and a hearty meal, we're gonna finish this. One last showdown, winner take all. With 0 chances of this thing coming back.
Chilling in bed? Oh, okay. At least he having a good time.
And after one more combo, while Gore Magala got a little tuckered out, we dropped this big evil bastard, finally. We come back to Val Habar victorious. Everyone cheers us on, and we make up with the commander. It was no problem, man. Consider us even. And hey, if you ever need help learning how to use dual blades, we can go on a Kelby hunt sometime. It'd literally be next to impossible to fuck that one up, even for you. Yes, I'm very petty. How could you tell? As much as I'd love to sit here and roast his ass some more, we do have a village in the sky to find. With the idea of balloon riding our ship there, we head back to Harth for coal to get this idea working.
That's a really cool armor design.
There's a big pissed off rock called Gravios stopping that from happening, so I grabbed a hammer, toppled that big lumbering boulder, and proceeded to hit it as hard as hammerly possible. And it was a success. Tracked it down to hell itself, set up a trap, and waited for its cracked and dented ass to fall for it. Easy. And now our caravan road trip can take to the skies on our brand new airship. And this kicks ass.
I love Gravios.
We even fly over a couple of other hunters just out doing shit in the mountains, potentially near Pokey.
Oh.
It at least reminds me of it, and I cannot wait to go back.
I love that.
This is me also subtly pitching a Freedom Unite Part 3 video, by the way. Stay tuned for that mess. We'll be flying past all that nostalgia, though, and heading to Cathar, the village of the Crying Wind. And honestly, I think this is the best village in 4U. I don't know if that's a hot or cold take, but I like the way it vibes. And with no time wasted, the caravaneer is showing off his cool little article. And that is a problem, because it's actually a bad omen. Ah ha ha. Ha. Oh. Shit. The person in charge here doesn't spill the entirety of the beans, but it seems to be linked to a calamity that happened in the past within Heaven's Mount. Monsters got a little quirky, started tearing everything in sight apart, and the mount quickly became a field of corpses and carcasses, aka, not good. The piss rock here comes from the site of the calamity, which is known as the Sanctuary, a very hidden spot that no one is allowed to go to. We're then understandably asked to keep this article tucked away so that a panic doesn't break out. We're still looking for information, so we offer to help out the only way we know how, by slaying nearby monsters that are causing a ruckus. And oh happy day, it's another Congalala. It seems to be acting strange, but I'm not sure if there's anything normal about this creature. At least the scenery here is nice in Heaven's Mount. This place is actually gorgeous.
It looks really good,
Until the giant frenzied monkey shows up, of course. And you might have thought I accidentally replaced farting with frenzied just now, but au contraire. This fiend managed to get infected with the Gore Magala super dust, and that's kinda terrifying. Congalala is whatever, but just think for a second, if you haven't played this game before, can, like, other monsters catch this virus? Hypothetically speaking, what if it spread to something like a Tigrex or a Rajang? Hell, even a Deviljho. Is that possible? Well, we're gonna find out together. After putting Stinky to bed,
really
we're
fun.
shown something strange.
Oh shit. Oh, it's him shedding.
That's probably not a good thing, but hey, check out these new quests. Zinogre, Celtis Queen, ooh, and, goddamn course, Rathalos. And following all that up with an urgent Yangaruga, well, we've got some work to do. Zinogre still kicks ass, no shock there, and no pun intended. Rathalos has some cool new aerial tech, but, goddamn, moveset-wise, this thing still feels like it's a Monster Hunter 1. But don't worry, we've got something new. The big mech dominatrix wife, Celtis Queen. This thing feels like fighting a goddamn fortress, and something about it sort of feels like a Frontier-branded fight. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just got something extra about it that's flavored that way. And you might be questioning my word choices when titling this thing, but she'll just grab a regular Celtis out of the air and crush the poor bastard into her back, and basically uses him as an auto turret, battering ram, and a back scratcher. Hilariously though, if you do take out the Celtis on her back, she'll just find and grab herself a new man with zero hesitation.
Really?
She's not in my top 10 or anything, but I do think she's kind of fucking cool. But, you know, unfortunately I'm a hammer main, so yeah, I just beat the shit out of both of them. Better luck next time with y'all's variants. I mean, pretend you didn't hear that part. Instead, look at the foreshadowing I laid out in front of you like 3 minutes ago. Just a perfectly normal Tigrex on a perfectly normal hunt.
Until...
Well, for the first half at least. If you're new to 4U, welcome to the start of your torture. It's going to get much, much worse. So, like always, strap the fuck in, because the Freedom 2 flagship here is just a taste. Hoo-hoo, boy, I can't wait. Fucking Congalala to a Tigrex. That's a nice mild jump and not completely throwing myself off a cliff into the ocean mid-hurricane. It was bad, but not so bad. Yangaruga, on the other hand, I think I hate this thing, and so I've decided to title it as The Bitch Chicken. Out here in the peaceful Everwood, squawking and screaming, throwing itself around like it's in a washing machine. Just an awful creature, really. That all being said, I take it back. I think I actually kind of like it. Because they decided to give all this anger and maliciousness to a giant evil chicken with a big dumb face. Maybe it's a sleeper pick? I have no idea anymore. What's next? A problem. That's what's next. So, the Frenzy virus is making its rounds. We get to see a pack of Io prey of all creatures taking down a Zinogre, and they all seem to have caught the Gore Magala stink.
Really?
Including their Iodrome leader, who gets one-shotted by an even more pissed off Zinogre, also infected with the virus. Tossing the body aside, we get a shot of the Io prey just ripping into their now defeated leader still alive, showing us that this is legitimately a terrifying situation and an active threat to everybody nearby for both monsters and humanoids alike. And again, it gets worse. We have to figure out what's causing all this, and fast. And it just so happens that the article, Heaven's Mount, and the Forbidden Sanctuary all have something to do with it. But honestly, the most shocking part of all of this is that the Ace Commander is here. Hold up, the guild sent you as their emissary? That's a fancy word for mailman that I'm sure you didn't title yourself with, but alright. What's up? Both he and the Caravaneer inform us that the Gore Magala we vanquish has disappeared. A whole monster body. Just poof. All it left behind was its freshly shed skin. They also report that it was seen crashing through Heaven's Mount and infecting the whole area with its virus. It even broke through to the sanctuary. And with everything we've learned about the creature, it's been deemed as a new elder dragon that hides itself away at the peak of Heaven's Mount. And now newly titled after a mountain god, the Shagaru Magala. And guess which lucky and extremely talented hunter they selected to hunt it? His words, not mine. That's right, it's me. And after talking with the new Grand Guru of Cathar about the very real threat that lies within the sanctuary, we're given permission to enter the forbidden area and to end this new calamity. And I am fucking excited. Oh, Guildmarm, can I get a brief summary of our newly added quest page?
Cool. I kinda like this.
The Elder Dragon Told of Legends has traversed the skies for ages, and now I hear it has reached the sanctuary. We must prevent the calamity of old from happening anew. Yes, please, for you is good. Ah! Such a breath of fresh air after Wild, but don't tell the fandom I said that. Anywho, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, Heaven's Wheel time. With the support of our entire crew behind us, we enter the sanctuary and lock eyes again with this new old monster. What's one more hunt for old time's sake? In an amazing arena that really does make it feel like the fate of the world is on the line. And the theme too, a great track to slay this monster to. Unsurprisingly, Shagaru Magala here is just really, really fucking cool. No notes. It is similar to the Gore fight, which, you know, again, kicks ass, but it's got a few extra moves. Notably, it can fly up in the air and scream. Not exactly crazy, but that's where the floor randomly exploding comes in. Really fucking annoying sometimes, but you can at least flash bomb him now since his eyes have fully developed. Shagaru also likes to vomit frenzy all over the fucking place, and you will be catching this virus here. There are no exceptions. You just kind of have to deal with it by kicking his giant golden ass. And again, once you've overcome the virus, you beat his ass again. No exceptions. Fuck being a normal hunter. Don't you just want to go apeshit sometimes? Cause this is the time. Go nuts. And now the Magala is done. Toast. It's over. No more calamity. We save the world and everyone goes back to their regular, low-rank, normal lives. Yep. Definitely didn't forget there's a high-rank story and move straight into the hub for a little bit. No. Couldn't be me.
What are you wearing? Is that Gore Magala?
No. You ready to start the hub?
Wait, you got Gore Magala from your village quest?
I've killed Shagaru Magala.
Damn, you're trucking.
I've beaten the story. My dumbass forgot there's a whole high-rank story in this game, and we don't have to talk about it. Instead, let's just head over to the city of Dondorma and see what's up. Apparently, there's some Elder Dragon activity happening, and they could probably use our help. Since the Aces are supposed to be helping them out already, which means they really need our help. If you haven't played some of the older games, Dondorma was the hub area for Monster Hunter DOS, and it's pretty cool to see again. Normally this big-ass city would have more to it, but it's sorta nerfed since they crammed a bunch of other villages in this game. I haven't played much DOS, so it's sorta whatever to me. But I'm just here to hunt, if I can be perfectly honest. And starting out, we need to help rebuild and prep this place against some looming Elder Dragon fuckery. Don't know how hunting a crab is gonna help, because I wasn't paying attention. I saw Daimyo Hermitor, and I got excited. Forgot all the other details entirely. Something about fixing the battle quarters, it doesn't matter. Because I love this crab. And his mounting animation is the best one I've seen so far. Poor scuttling bastard doesn't stand a chance, brought a hammer like Shagaru intended, and beat his ass terribly. Sorry, not sorry. And let Plum know I'll be seeing them shortly. Next up, the Ace Gunner wants us to help out with bolstering the Dragon Seer, that hot air balloon thing that can spot monsters for you. And to do so, we need to take down an Emerald Kongala to harness its gas for better fuel. The quest is titled Hot Air Buffoon, which is dumb, and I'm dumb for laughing at it off camera. Regardless, I'm in. This big green stink is somehow more disgusting than the last time we met. Glad to see you didn't take my advice from Freedom Unite, and no one is surprised. And speaking of our previous encounters, the hunt ended in the exact same way. Ass up in a trap. I didn't even mean to hit him with that bamboozle again, but it is funny. Not quite as funny as the line of dialogue that the Ace Commander hits us with when we get back. I'm told your efforts to improve the Dragon Seer ended in success. Splendid. Now it can infiltrate the deepest reaches of the dunes? Okay. Did you just get a chub or something? What the fuck just happened? Am I reading into this wrong? Let's talk to the Ace Lancer instead and see what needs done for this Wysium that still needs built. A Cephadrome and an Ursula hunt? That's an easy double whammy with the hammy. Anything else? Ooh, saving some important people from an urgent monoblos. Another creature I haven't seen since...
Oh, fucking monoblos, dude. Oh,
I think.
Man,
That sounds right, at least. If I'm lying to you right now, my bad, but I can't be bothered to check. The only thing I was checking was how hard I was beating this thing's ass. It's insane how fighting a Blos in basically every game makes you hyper aware of its entire moveset. Out here tearing this thing to pieces with my big claw and some fish armor. Embarrassing, really. Much like the Ace Commander, who's getting his own cutscenes now. Hooray. Something's off with the weather surrounding Dondorma, and I think I unfortunately know who's causing it. A goddamn Kushala Daora. But it's not any old Kushala. This one seems to have a recognizable scar across its face and a rather rusty shell. It's like technically a new monster I haven't shown off before, so prep yourself for the amount of swears that'll be falling out of me. And apparently I'm not the only one who has strong feelings about this monster. Seems to have folks shook, especially the commander and Dondorma's own Master of Defense, who's here now thanks to our help with that monoblos. Kinda weird that this guy who's held in such high regards wasn't being airshipped into town and completely out of harm's way, but whatever.
Happy to help. I wonder what makes this Kushala so different compared to the others.
Scratch that, I don't really care. To put it blunt and short, he's the commander's mentor and a retired hunter now due to injury. And you'll never guess who was at fault for that. After the introduction, we're basically left doing chores around Dondorma for the time being. Kinda boring, but there was a quest titled In the Pink. Goddamn, Capcom, are we fucking or fighting here? I'm confused. I think eventually a Rathian hunt happened where Seregios shows up at the end, but my notes say that I might have fucked up and wasn't recording, so use your imagination of what that might look like. And then it's time to dance with Monster Hunter 4U's other box art monster and another personal favorite of mine, Seregios. He's so cool, but he's such a bitch. I love him.
He was in Rise,
but I also hate
right?
him. In this version of his hunt, compared to the other games, ooh, he's gonna make you work for those 3 to 4 carves. Holy shit. Seregios might look like he can do some crazy acrobatic aerial bullshit, but I can confirm that he's going to do exactly that. And it's gonna look sick as fuck the entire time. Has the movement of a Beyblade fresh off the rip, and an annoying bleed mechanic to keep you even further on the back foot. And this grapple, it's like getting hit with an RKO from out of nowhere. It hit me with this horse shit at least 5 goddamn times, and he was thinking about throwing out another 3 or more of these. I can tell by the look in his eye. Let's see how you like it, you serrated pinecone vulture. Again, I love Seregios. But if he hits me with one of these popcorn poppers again, I'm gonna melt him down into a fucking armor set. Which I did, because it makes me look fucking hot. Oh, and the stats and bonuses ain't bad, I suppose. The more armor pieces I assembled from this bastard made his own fight increasingly easier, which is great because I was here for 20 hunts before he dropped the one item I needed. I was ass out for a while because I could not get this goddamn drop. Got some weapons too, because they're all very sharp and have their own built-in effect, which is pretty dope. And I'll be needing it for a couple hunts. There was a Black Gravios that, for some reason, was kinda cool.
Oh,
pretty sure cool and Gravios have never been said in the same sentence before, but I don't know, something kinda hit here. Azure Rathlosh also showed up, and I wish it didn't. Literally one of my top 10 least favorite monsters, and I think the entire fanbase agrees. There was a Stygian Zenogre hunt, which I was super hyped for until she started kicking this shit out of me. Literally hit me so hard at one point that it nearly crashed my game. But we forgive her because that color palette kicks ass. Very edgy, but I mean, like, you shouldn't be surprised that I think this is cool. And now we're here in Dondorma's fight pit, where our final fight resides. As everyone grunts and growls over this marvelous arena, all I can think to myself is, are we setting all of this up for a high-rank Kushala? Sorta, but before that, we're suddenly stopped by news of a frenzied Brachydios. Oh, that's gonna suck. Couldn't imagine who's gonna get tasked with taking down that thing. Haha, wow, this sucks. Sorry to the Brachydios fans, this fight is actually just fucking annoying. I really want to like Brachy, design is top tier, introduce Blast to the games, aka Slime, has a Pompadour, but something about the flow of this fight fucks me up every time. Maybe it's peak in 3U, we'll have to see when we get there.
It could
but
be
yeah,
because of the frenzy.
That sucked. Do we got anything better? Okay, instead, Guildmarm, I'm gonna lay on the ground, and I want you to drop that heavy-ass quest board directly on my temple. And it's not even the urgent quest. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh. Might as well make my life easier and just make a bow set, I guess. Still a dumpster fire of a fight. This hip check has magical properties that just refuse to let me dodge it.
Beautiful hip check.
And when it wasn't throwing ass around, it was either scream vomiting frenzied virus flavored dragon bile or running away. I did not have fun, and the gem I got was not fucking worth it. But at least it's over, and it's time for an even greater threat.
Good old pickle monster.
Heading back to town, we learn about a goddamn swarm of Seregios flapping and squawking around out back, which seems really bad, but the Lancer lets us know that it's actually worse than that. Hooray. The problem is a gargantuan apex Seregios hell-bent on absolute destruction. Oh, fucking no! Apex? And the higher-ups are requesting our presence in the Elder Hall, specifically by this big guy, his immenseness, aka Six-Head, because I think that forehead is large enough to hold up a billboard.
Holy shit,
but he is putting that noggin to good use and making a plan on how best to deal with all these looming threats to Dondorma, even though we're basically the entire plan. Regardless, the idea is that the aces defend the town while we go out and hunt down that big sharp prick.
I'd be so curious to see how it was in his prime
it seems like Kushala showed up early, so we really gotta get schmovin'. Cause the aces just, to be blunt, do not stand a fucking chance. Try not to croak until I get back now, you hear? Alright, we rushed out where the problem was last seen, and it does not take long at all, because it's a big-ass frenzied apex Seregios. And it greets us by trying to beat me to death with another Seregios. We manage to dodge it, the fight officially breaks out, and it carts me very quickly.
Jesus.
It's gonna be one of those hunts, isn't it? I might have abandoned the hunt, but don't tell anyone, and then went right back in there with a hammer, and it turns out, if you can't hit it harder. Also, Y-stones. Super helpful. I sort of glossed over these in the YCM from earlier, but also the second half of the 4U story is like, eh. Basically, you grab this shiny rock made for fighting apex monsters from said Wysium, then you smash that thing against your weapon of choice, take drugs, huff frenzy dust, and let that big sack of shit know who's the real monster out here.
I'd be curious to see how it is.
And once you slap the taste of frenzy out of its mouth, just keep hitting it, because it's going to get back up and be very angry. It obviously gets worse. G-Rank is still floating around out back somewhere, but good luck with this thing. Seregios regularly is an active threat to your health bar, so do be cautious. Seriously, don't get grabbed like I did 37 times. Instead, I suggest you go for the grapple this time. Topple its gargantuan ass and kick it while it's down too. And if you want advice past that, I recommend the overly stubborn and hyper-aggressive hammer method as always. And since that's taken care of, it's time for our final story fight filled with cannons, more cannons, and one just fucking stubborn hammer man. Oh, and the big cannon. Can't wait to fire that thing against the avatar of wind and nasty cuts. Hope you got your tetanus shots updated, everyone, because it's time for our grandest hunt thus far. Rusted Kushala Daora.
Rusted Kushala Daora. Interesting.
I don't have much to say about this fight, honestly. It's always never a pleasure to fight Kushala under any circumstance, really. If you want further proof, go watch PegPeg's Monster Hunter Dose video after this. Both here and there, Kushala is a fucking nightmare. Rusted Kushala is a sleep paralysis demon, and this big dick cannon is your alarm clock. Oh, I've been waiting to do that all hunt. This beast seems down and out after that, so the ace cadet goes in for the first carve. Oh shit, he got gyps roast. That's a mistake. But the commander shields him like his master seemingly did before him long ago, and then the lancer shields them both. A nice moment for them, and they even follow it up with a wonderful ace team combo. Even the commander gets a hit in. While the big rusty mess seems to actually be defeated this time, it does get back up to fly off and never be seen again.
Movie? Question mark?
Yeah, kinda.
So curious.
You know, G rank and all that. But yeah, that's the high rank and final section of Monster Hunter 4's story. Dondorma is safe, everyone here is celebrating a job well done, and I think we technically saved the world again? Hear me out though. Do you want to do it a third time?
Hell yeah. The pain
Moving
and suffering
into the hub,
continues.
there's a good handful of quests I still want to see. Hell, I'll go as far as saying I need to see. The quests look mostly the same as the story's list of creatures, new bug, toad, snake, etc. Until we hit HR3's urgent quest, where we finally get to pay back that big sandbag all the way from the start of the game for trying to unalive us before we even had a weapon. Also, I love that the guildmaster here starts us off with a, so the question is, are you ready to take on Darren Moran? Old timer, I'm about to bust out the dry swiffer and dust his giant flaky ass. Let's fucking go. Oh, another friendly introduction right off rip. Much like his cousin Jen, this fight is fucking sick. It's not too terribly different. Darren will bump the ship and you bump it back. And sometimes, usually often, you'll find yourself in the sand. But I am very curious about something since I am a hammerman.
That is such a cool monster.
Can you break that big ass horn? I gotta know. It's a little fucked up, especially since I'm a fellow big nose haver too, but I really need to know. Oh, you can!
Oh,
God damn, that looks awful, and I feel terrible now. But only for a little bit. After that, it was straight into the high rank quest to see what else we could find. Basically a bunch of bullshit to sift through that's going to take me several days, and I'm only doing it because I like y'all. That, and of course, you know, for you is just really fucking good. It took a while, but at the ass end of it all, we got a returning face that I'm pretty sure is just my favorite monster now. But don't tell Baroff. It's a Cathar! Oh, what's another round of slugging it the fuck out with my favorite underbite having fiery menace. You thought that pin attack was real funny last time, huh? Try it out for yourself, because this hammer is just about your size, fucker. I got him in this one spot where I comboed the absolute shit out of him, and I know the footage isn't probably gonna show it in the best light, but I gave him the nastiest root canal you've ever seen with this hammer. Also, this fight pit of a hunting ground, best arena I've met a Cathar in. The shifting floors that raise and lower during the fight adds a lot here. Mostly mounting attacks, but still. Also, he can drift now? That's dumb and dope. I fucking love it. It was good seeing you again. I'm sure we'll meet up in G rank for another round. But before that, you want to take a guess on who shows up next? That's right, it's Rajang. Ukanlos is right around the corner though, don't worry. I don't think I've seen a Rajang since the Frontier video, and that's a damn shame because I love this monster, and it's good to have you back here in 4U. Now, can you stop beating the shit out of me, please? Despite him being an absolute wrecking ball of big damage hits, he's still in my top 10. Is he still in my top 10? Sorry, it changed. It always does. Plus, I forgot Ray Dow last time. Yeah, sure, that looks right. Fuck it. Good job, Rajang, you're still up there. Now, seriously, can you stop hitting me? I'm running out of potions, dude. Be cool. We somehow managed to walk away with a victory and are basically thrown back into the deep end again against a Teostra hunt and Kushala 2. Kushala, like before, kinda sucks. Teostra, not like before, because this is the first time we encounter it here, also kinda sucks. I just don't like this monster, or its armor set, or its entire hunt.
I like the
which
weapon.
Which is why I'm skipping it and moving on to
Ukanlos set either.
Is that right? Is Dalamadur before Ukanlos? Well, okay, shit, I thought Ukanlos was next, but instead, a new challenger approaches.
I want to fight this monster.
That's fucking right. The Hub's
Never got the
big bad
opportunity to fight
exclusive
this
hunt
monster.
in 4 and 4U is
Dalamadur
already here.
would probably be a cool
Spear
monster
top
to fight.
menace. Slay Dalamadur. I always thought that Elder Dragon was just a fairy tale, but now that fairy tale is about to raise the whole world. It was spotted atop Spear Tip Crag. We must stop it, or else. Shit, nothing to stop me yet.
Nah,
What's another Elder Dragon?
Although
if one was gonna do me in, this
really
impossibly
cool.
long mountain serpent might just do it. Not only is it huge and scary, but I also don't like snakes all that much. But I want to see 4U through, so I'm shutting that fear down and heading up whatever crazy skyscraping mountaintop this thing likes to reside on.
Yeah, it's Dalamadur. The first time it showed up. I wish it would come back. I think this would be a really cool monster to fight in, like, in some of the newer Monster Hunter games. Definitely would be a really cool monster to fight. That is such a sick-ass monster, dude. What the hell?
I'll have to double check if impossibly long was correct, because I may have undersold this thing's size. Turns out roughly 440 meters, so like a fourth of a mile roughly. I guess that's not so bad. Until you watch this big slithery bitch wrap itself around these pillars for like a minute straight. I feel great fear and I hate it. Buffing all that out, this hunt left me feeling a weird array of emotions. Like, ow, fuck, this is impossible, I'm starting to get tilted, and oh fuck, this might actually be one of the coolest things I've ever seen, give me more please, thank you Capcom. Not only are the visuals here, fucking stunning, but this fight has a lot going on here. Climbing up mountaintops and the monster itself for big damage that leads to an easy topple where you can do even further amounts of big damage to this thing's face. There's also the large sweeping attacks that progressively get harder to dodge since the area keeps losing bits and pieces slowly as you piss this thing off more and more. Oh, also giant beam attacks. Can't forget the giant scary beam attacks. Loads of fun they are. And the raining fireballs. They're not exactly my favorite, but I'd be lying if I said they didn't help sell how insanely cool all of this is. The first round went kind of poorly, and my third card happened to... I'm not exactly sure what. So I got a little heated, went back in for a round 2, a much more successful attempt, minus the part where it just wouldn't decease. Nearly an hour of filleting this giant boot with dual blades this time, and just nothing. I thought I was being pranked, like maybe this is supposed to happen, or maybe repel, something. But nope. Had to take a long grinding sesh to get one of my favorite armor sets that never fails me, and fucked up and evil-looking Shagaru Magala dual blades helped too. And all this grinding prep ended up tilting the fight in the exact opposite direction. This upgrade was so powerful that I shaved off 15 minutes of a run that never successfully finished, and I did it with relative ease. Also, just between you and me, I might have been a little high, both from the weed and after finally beating this giant elder snake. Truly an amazing feeling of accomplishment. And we even get a whole speech on, you did it. Holy shit, you actually did it. Well, I don't want to slay a Dalamadur and tell, but, yeah, I kind of kicked its ass. So,
I wonder what the armor and the weapon looks like for this one.
We're a hunter of
I'm
legendary
so
status, and we can start working on another title in the series. No. No, we're not done. Not even high rank is done yet. We still got Ukanlos' big frigid ass to take care of, and then G rank, and then scrolls or whatever the fuck comes after that, I forget. Let's just get Shovel Chin out of the way with her new frog-faced icon and worry about the rest of all that later. Cathar also got a cool intro cinematic, but Ukanlos is just, it's better.
I want to see
the
both
bitch
of
pulls
them
a
come
Jason
back.
Voorhees disappear and reappear act, but instead of 6.5 feet of undead goo moving around without a trace, it's a nearly 50-foot tall shovel turtle looking to bury you out here in the Arctic. and I am looking forward to it. This is like my rival monster now. I've seen it in a couple of games, and I'd be lying if she wasn't creeping into my top 10 monsters slowly. Although I can't change the list mid-video again, that'd be stupid. Just like its paired partner Akantor, Ukanlos got its own new arena, at least a revamp. I think it's technically the same map, but with some extra bits. The floor can raise and lower in certain spots depending on the monster's mood, so again,
cool.
Mounting attacks galore. I fucking love this mechanic. It gets watered down and built back up again in later games, and I love a good weapon flourish at the end or Ryze's Wyvern riding that is just so over the top. But here in the 4th gen games, fighting for the grapple and knocking these giant monsters over is so satisfying and probably my favorite version of the mechanic. It's like two switches fighting to top one another. There's also Ukanlos' burrowing attack that seemed to get both a buff and a nerf. It feels like it's even harder to dodge, but the reach is surprisingly dialed back, making it feel like you've nearly escaped its path every time. Which is great, because it can double down and do the exact same attack again now. At least I don't remember it doing that, could be wrong. While I did get carded at the very end of the hunt, I got back in there for literally one more hit to get a sweet anime finish via jumping attack, which was kinda cool. Not as cool as the double gem reward though. I don't know what the fuck my Ukanlos luck is. I swear I get this fucking thing every playthrough now. And I think we're done here? Well, there's high rank Fatalis and friends, but what do you take me for, a pussy? I've got plans for those 3 later. In the meantime, pack up your things because we're officially granted access to the G-Rank Hub. Welcome to the Elder Hall once again. The beginning of the end, and a whole lot of stress to go along with it. Hope you know how to swim or at least brought your water wings because we're getting thrown in the deep end of the pool. This place is home to the cream of the crop hunters and of course this big-headed fellow from earlier, His Immenseness. Does the forehead match the... Never mind.
So
we get crowned with our G-Rank status, and we're told that G-Rank quests are brutal. Oh, I know. I really fucking know. But that's not going to stop my excitement. Looking over our new quests, we have a whole list of familiar but interesting faces. Desert Celtis, Ash Ketchawacha, Berserk Tetsukabra, and 2 Cephadrome. I felt joy for a second there, but good thing the Des were looking out for me. Wouldn't want to just enjoy my fucking time or anything. These are jokes, by the way. I love the Monster Hunter devs. Be nice to them, okay? Instead, let's take out our potential frustrations on these new monsters. Starting with Desert Celtis. It's got a different horn setup now, which is dope, and I even kind of like this one better. But if you brought a hammer like I did, you'll only be seeing those for roughly 15 seconds. And if you brought flash bombs, the fight literally takes 5 minutes. No joke, I felt really bad doing this thing so dirty, but it was also kind of fun after the amount of grinding I had to do just to get here. Not even kidding, the start, the walk, and the hunt itself took no time whatsoever. But we'll see this fellow later though, and his big beautiful new wife. Up next, Ash Ketchawacha. He spits fireballs now, which is something. Of course, a new color palette, as the subspecies often do. And, damn, I've got no notes on this thing. Sorry, y'all. Don't worry. I'll jingle keys you with another new monster instead. Ooh, look at this. It's Berserk Tetsukabra. I was excited for this hunt, and then it quickly changed because this is an annoying fucking monster. Holy shit.
I wish they would have brought
love
this
getting
one,
comboed into attacks because the
Ryze's
monster
DLC.
is shaped too goddamn weird, and we keep getting stuck on each other. Either that or it would just bash me with a rock that can also explode. Painful. All around, just fucking painful. I had to bail out of this one, but I went back in there with a slightly different setup and put that big rock chomping bitch to bed. Didn't think this would be the one monster to tilt me, but oof. I say fucking oof. The swing in difficulty was so extreme that I had to take a break in the Everwood. Found some Pookies out there that gifted me costumes for our Pookie back home, and everything was better again.
That's cute.
Until I realized I had to go back in there and do that double sandfish hunt. Double Cephadrome? Double sucks. But then the mood picked back up again after we literally picked up some additional quests. 2 of which being new monsters, Tiger Stripe Zamtrios and Tidal Najarala. There was also a Plum Daimyo Hermitor, who I'll give a special shout out to, cause you know, its name is silly and I like its look. It tried to sit on me a couple of times, but I brought a hammer, so... After that, it was time for something new. Tiger Stripe Zamtrios. which makes me question a few things. Do tigers just, like, exist? That name implies a lot, but honestly, I'm just here to see a good fight. Did I get that? Well, that's subjective. But what I will say is that I didn't have a particularly fun time. Hammer felt out of place here, so I went back in there with a lance and shoved it straight up his rotund ass, which also didn't work, so I just busted out the dual blades and let that shit rip. What this thing brings to the table moveset-wise is a whole lot of not letting you play the game. This turns into a running sim for most of the hunt. While the other Zamtrios we fought before wasn't like super difficult to deal with when he puffed up, this big sack of shit just bullies you the entire time. Big, small, overall, it's just hyper aggressive and you will get stuck on it and the terrain, which will lead to an inevitable cart or three. And sometimes it'll even go for a paralysis with a half-court shot and then proceed to crush you to death.
Okay,
loads of fucking fun that is.
Right there.
That all being said, it does kind of look dope, and I can't deny that. Eventually, it started slowing down, finally fucking croaked, and I got a gold crown out of it. Not worth. Not at all worth. I had to put the game down for the rest of the night because it was like 5 a.m. I went to bed, woke up the next day, and got right back into our next hunt. Title Najarala. If you saw my posts, you'll know that I'm not a particularly big fan of this evil wyvern. But I'll refrain for now and pretend I'm going in fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna assume it has some sort of water-based attack.
Poison.
Holy shit, that's actually kind of sick and also kind of fucking annoying. That basically sums up any G-rank experience. Regardless, it can also do this incredibly not fucking frustrating thing where it just chip damages you for most of your health bar, and it's not pissing me off. But I am curious, where did this piece of shit place on the Monster Hunter popularity poll? That's still too high. If you have a friend who says this is their favorite monster, stop talking to them immediately. And if you are that friend, you must really enjoy not enjoying your time. And as a bonus not so fucking fun fact, it's the only subspecies in 4U that can be apexed. That sucks.
That's interesting.
Sounds about as fun as pulling teeth. But hey, I'll fight it in a part 2 video for 10,000 likes. Balls in your court, gamers. Until that hypothetical, we're stuck with its normal but still ass version. While the water bullets it can shoot are cool, and the shots bouncing off the loose scales is even cooler, getting shot from off screen is probably the most frustrating thing I've ever seen in these games. This took so many attempts because I was not happy, to put it lightly. It'll be fine though. I'm betting the Hall couldn't possibly have something to one-up that last dumpster really fire of a hunt. Urgent Seregios! Oh ho ho! Ha ha! That shit's gonna fucking hurt. And yeah, the popcorn bleed effect hurt. Still fucking annoying too, but if you work around that and not get popped like a kernel, it's kind of the same old Sergoi, so not too bad. We inform Colossal Cranium back at the hall about smoking that pinecone vulture, and he gifts us with a tier 2 G-rank subscription, and you shouldn't have. You really should not have. Oh well, pain is content. I wonder what wacky bullshit we're gonna be getting into next. Oh, 2 Seregioses.
Holy shit, dude.
Shrouded Nursilla, though. Oh, new monster. You love to see it. A little later on, we also unlock the Desert Celtis Queen quest, which is sick. And other than that, it's just basic G-rank versions of previous hunts, so it's bug swishing time. Shrouded Nursilla, only home to 4U for the time being. What makes this thing different from its base counterpart? Well, instead of pulling some Leatherface type shit on Gypsaros, this truly unhinged creature likes to peel back Kezus like bananas, and that is like fucking terrifying.
That's crazy.
It's also kind of crazy how this thing is in the same tier of difficulty as the previous 2. Maybe Hammer is just the perfect counter to this thing. No joke, I think I got a 72 hit combo off on this spider due to stagger, stun, and I think paralysis at one point. She can also cause paralysis herself instead of sleep, and she's a bit more acrobatic in the air. And of course poison, don't forget that little fun detail. Pretty sure it's venom actually, and I brought not enough gears for this status. Holy shit, I swear I'm a professional. But none of this really stopped us from splattering her with this comically sized mallet. Hell, even Thomas got a nasty little knockout at one point, despite me not upgrading his gear. Also, I did not know you could have 2 palicos out at once here. Let's just look past that and instead look at Thomas's new outfit. And if you need a further distraction, Desert Celtis Queen. What's new with her, you may ask? Well, she can shoot her little man beetle at you like a cannon, killing both the Celtis and most of your health bar. I can't even lie, that's cool as fuck.
That's fucking
And she
cool,
just digs
dude.
up another afterwards like she didn't just railgun her last guy. Actually fucking insane, and I'm totally here for it. The combo of the Desert Celtis raining down paralysis juice and the Queen being a walking, stomping tank makes for quite the tricky little hunt. Also, the pin attack, I think I got grappled 7 times in one hunt. Oh, it even has like a nasty looking set of large pincers now. You got the butt of an earwig and I hate it. I'm going to squish you now with this hammer because it's very, very effective. Also, double gold crowns. We just take those. After that, the following hunts consist of pretty normal stuff like Diablos, Black Diablos. There was a Brute Tigrex as well. He makes a return.
I wish they would have brought that
However,
one
I'm
at least
looking
for
for
wilds.
another
I
Tigrex
think that
rare
would be really
species
cool for
that
the
may or
desert
may
part.
not exist somewhere in this game. I don't want to say too much, but expect something explosive. If you haven't seen it before, let your imagination just take over. Whatever you pictured, it's much worse. But until we locate that very real and very chaotic threat, let's talk about something that is literally chaotic to its core. It's Gorecore, even. Sorry, I couldn't think of a better
Magala.
joke or segue. Chaotic, goddamn Gore Magala.
The one that's
What
like
happens
half.
when you take a Gore Magala and press B mid-evolution into its godlike final form? You get this madness-driven monster that is in constant pain and suffering and wants to share it with you. Apparently this only happens when another Shagaru Magala is present, and it uses its own power to suppress other Gore Magalas that are too close within its hunting grounds and home. And thus, upon its evolution, you get this little freak. Chaotic Gore Magala dips into both of the other Magala's move pools, creating its own quirky version of the fight. And you'll probably be shocked to know that I think this thing is awesome in concept, and I still constantly think about its cinematic and rise. That quote of "Why have I fallen?" lives in my head rent-free, and I do not know why. But much like that line of dialogue, we made sure that this degenerate took another fall so that we could move on to our next milestone. Well, that's right, we got a Tier 3 G-Rank subscription. When will it end? Looking over the next quest list here real quick.
Oh my God,
yep,
it's
that one
Camellios.
sucks. Those Elder Dragon ones suck.
Really,
and
a
wow,
G-Rank,
that's
crazy.
that's just rude. Since the rest of G3 is the same stuff we've already seen, you want to see that Tigrex rare species real quick before the final-ish boss? Since I can't hear you, I'm assuming you said yes, and that's
Yes.
great because these Molten Tigrex weapons look sick, and I want them in my arsenal already. Molten Tigrex.
Holy.
The answer to the question that was never asked,
Because we saw the mod
What
for
if
this one for Monster
Tigrex
Hunter World.
could explode.
So this is what it looks like.
You now know what like
in
90%
this
of what we're about to get into. The 10% that you and I potentially didn't think about is that this prick now chucks giant explosive rocks, and that this is going to be incredibly painful. For me.
Jesus.
Again, I'm only doing this because I like y'all. That and I want a record of every monster that exists in some way, shape, or form. Sort of like documenting research, but I'm not smart enough to do a proper deep dive on every monster, but I am stubborn enough to challenge every last one of these giant monstrosities and share my very aggravated experiences. A fun fact, I'm in full G-Rank gear and I'm still getting tossed around by this high-rank Molten Tigrex. Haven't stumbled upon the G-Rank equivalent yet, but I did
this isn't a
eventually,
G-Rank
and
version
here's some
of it.
footage of how that looked. Yeah, not fun, just painful. I do like its new red look and how it took the concept of the
Vods.
normal and brute Tigrex fights and made a bastardized abomination of the two. And
This is
cranked
really
the
cool. I
dial
like
to
this a
11
lot.
by doing this shit where it just doesn't stop trying to demolish you and your hunting career. It can do this 5 times in a row now and just not be bothered. Probably the angriest creature I've ever had the mispleasure of meeting, and I'm kinda into it in a fucked
Well,
up
of
way.
course, yeah.
Brute Tigrex is a good way to change up the fight, while Molten here is just so awful but over the top that it kinda swings back around to being good again, despite the fight being frustrating 99% of the time. Now I know there's a lot of other monsters to see that are both
Yeah,
brand
dude,
new
that
and
one's
old
really cool. I
classics
like that
here,
one.
but this video is already too fucking long, so I guess I'll just have to make another part 2 video, huh?
Oh, come
A part
on,
3
man.
video even. Hell, this game has so much content that there'll probably be a part 4 video too. No light goal for any of that though. I just want to prove that I'm a gamer with an above average size
This one
controller.
seems like- this
Now
one seems
then,
pretty
what's
fun.
going
I
on
like
with
this
this big
one.
bad I'm hearing about in Dondorma?
that was the end
His
of the video,
large
to
head
be honest.
assness gives us info on an unknown elder dragon that reeks of fire powder and black ooze. In addition to that, it carries upon its back the first Dragonator which vanished from Dondorma long ago. And honestly, that's kinda sick. We're going with Gogmazios as its name, and I've only heard of this creature in passing, and how soloing it is a huge pain in the ass. Good thing I brought a whole lot of that, because obviously I'm still gonna fight it. Quagmire Quarrel. Main objective? Slay Gogmazios. Alrighty, y'all, what we have here before us is probably one of the most, like, two extremes of a monster, if that makes any sense. It's both a really interesting monster, but also incredibly frustrating. This creature is weird and shares many similarities with the Magalas in both framework and movement, yet there's seemingly no relation between them. While the Magalas can use frenzy virus-filled attacks, Gogmazios uses tar and fire, and if that sounds like a rough time, it's worse than that. Tried going in with a hammer and broke its face pretty early on and was feeling good. Hit it with a Dragonator as well, which it really seemed to hate, and it carded me 3 times. Twice.
Damn.
Swapped a longsword, filleted that big gooey bitch, shot him with a Dragonator 3 times, got the tail cut, did a quantum shitload of damage, and sent him into phase 2, where he starts going a little more apeshit, but not really. The biggest difference is that his raining glob of tar now explode instead of sticking you in place. They will drop directly on you here and there, as if the fucker knows exactly where you are at all times with sentient goo. It was coming down to the wire, 5 minutes left on the clock and running out of potions, still doing good damage, but it wasn't enough from one person alone to take this thing down. And I ran out of time. Ugh.
Damn.
This means I either don't do enough damage or his health pool is bloated. It's both. The answer is both. I guess the only other thing I could think of doing is like making a really good mixed set of gear, lock the fuck in, and just pull some frontier level feats. That, and maybe use that big dick cannon in the back of the arena, but I need to do a Loda quest to unlock ammunition for it. So I did that. And now with the power of stubbornness, 2 shitty caffeinated beverages, this hammer I found earlier, the Dragonator dislodged from its back and subsequently shoved back into its ass, the use of the other 2 Dragonators in the wall 3 or 4 times because I lost count, and this big fucking cannon.
That's pretty cool.
Along with some additional hammer bashing on top of that, and it finally fucking deceases.
Hey. Let's go.
I need a fucking cigarette, and I don't even smoke.
Probably not in wild still.
Sometimes.
But, one of these days.
After aggressively carving our very well-earned rewards, we head back to Dondorma victorious. And a little angry. Whoa, you eliminated Gogmazios? Tremendous. Simply tremendous. Eliminated? Nah, I sent him back to whatever level of hell he crawled out of. And I was glad to do so. Fuck Gogmazios. Hey, it's been a few days and I've finally come down from my pillar of spite. Gogmazios overall is actually a cool fight. With the caveat being I do not recommend it solo. All it takes is one poorly placed cannon or Dragonator attack to absolutely ruin a whole 50-minute run.
Really?
And it happened on quite a few occasions. Took a lot of sub-quest completion endings here, and every time it felt terrible. My recommendation, grab a friend, or even 3. It'll save you a lot of stress and heartache if you can. Now then, let's go back and see whatever final super-duper big bad Nintendo-powered seal of approval horse shit they've got cooked for us, shall we? Something about scrolls and ancient texts, I'm not really sure. Oh fuck, reading? You know I'm butt-ass at that, and just look at the font they chose. This new system of deciphering these via hunts is interesting. It's also a big time sink, but worth it for those players that are looking for an additional challenge.
I like the amount of content they added in this game, actually.
Might fall into that
Plus,
category.
I like some of the monsters, too.
Sure wish I wasn't, but I'm already here, goddammit. I want to see something big, I want to see something bad, and I want to fucking see something like Dalamadur from the previous hub. Oh, shit, would you look at that? There's some fucking how an even crazier version of that giant elder snake at the very end of it all here and for you. The only time this monster has ever been seen. Dalamadur. Think you have what it takes to hunt a god hunter? I guess there's only one way to find out. Here upon the spear-tipped crag once again, we're met with a familiar colossal snake. And of course, it's on everyone's mind.
Holy
probably. What does Dalamadur do to separate it from its other giant serpent counterpart? Overall, I think it might be more sporadic, and it can heat up the floor you're standing on to cause a huge annoyance, while still raining fireballs and being a gigantic tube of damage. But honestly, if you figured out its last fight, you're probably going to bully him like I did. When he's over here, smoke his right hand. When he's over there, smoke his left hand. And here, well, it's time to bash him in the fucking melon. And if you ever see his dumb face on the ground, take him to the dentist. I see a cavity you should have flossed. And if you were just as surprised as I was, and you've been doing this for about 30 minutes while trying to dodge all this meteor shower hell, he'll just kind of kill over, leaving you feeling mostly confused. I had to hit him again to make sure he wasn't pulling like some fucking Gypsaros thing, but no, it's cooked. I feel like all this Monster Hunter 4U has made me a way better hunter, because that was done with so much finesse, and I might have also been cooked. It feels weirdly satisfying and simultaneously like nothing. Maybe I've played too much Monster Hunter. Nah, I've got another date with GOG and Wilds. And Freedom 1 soon as well, since that Fatalis video hit its 100k views goal. Maybe a bit of Rise even. Basically, I've got some more Monster Huntering to do, and we're not stopping anytime soon. And depending on whether you've played this game or not, you might be curious, is it done? Is it over? Is that the full 4U experience?
No.
Yeah.
No, it is.
But nah.
Okay, I was about
There's
to
still
say.
the apexes, of course. While they're not new monsters, they are new challenges. And I'll tell you what, I'll fight every one of them for 10k likes. Hell, I'll sweeten the deal. I'll throw in a brand new G-Rank Fatalis Trio Supreme free of charge. Again, like before, balls in your court. Until then, we saved the world 2, 3, maybe 4 times over. Cool, honestly, I've lost count. Dondorma is safe, along with Val Habar, Harth, Cheeko Sands, and Cathar 2. Had a blast going through this game, and I can't wait to return.
I wish it was like that for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay, see you in 3 months. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back again.
How's it going? I just wanted to say, if you made it this far, I think that's pretty cool. And thanks as always. I've also got a few other things to shoot the shit about real quick. Starting with fan art. I love all of this so much, and I've been gushing about it recently on Twitter and Blue Sky. Been getting a decent chunk of these from my Straw page, along with some Q&A type stuff. It's been a lot of fun, and if you want to add to it, by all means. Link in the description, as always. It's entirely anonymous, but I do want to give a special shout out to Doodly Dork, Robin Crow, and Vithrin Art, since I know they were some of the pleasant culprits. Y'all are great. Now then, before I start getting too emotional, I'm gonna go and start working on another video and, I don't know, probably go draw butts on Twitter or something. Okay, for real this time? Love y'all, bye-bye!
That's a cool video. Love the fucking video. Great content, to be honest. It's here and just in time, the Gogmazios. I don't truck base on not even 2 minutes in. It was a good video. I love it. Never got the chance to play this specific Monster Hunter, of course, but I would totally love to play this Monster Hunter. I think it would be pretty cool to play this one, but who knows. Problem is trying to get a copy of this and then getting the console specifically for it, but you know. I love it. Great editing, great style, awesome, fantastic, great freaking thing in general, dude. Oh, dude, I fucking if only I got the chance to play it during its, like, you know, its peak release and everything. So unfortunately, as someone who is poor, they didn't really have all the consoles in the world at the end of the day, so I only played through, what is it, the PS2, the PSP, everything Nintendo related for Monster Hunter, never played it, and then it came back to Sony, and then World is where I picked it back up again, and that was pretty much it though. But I spent so many hours on the PSP version, and then I spent some hours with the PS2 version, and that was pretty much about it though, so hey, Bri. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. Love it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Let me know what you guys think specifically of like what's your favorite monster in Monster Hunter franchise in general. For me, Penis Monster is my favorite. And peace.